Hello and welcome to Something About Basketball. We're back. It's Tuesday, November 22nd.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something. NBA season going on. It's been right at a month now, or maybe a little less.
Yeah, almost, yeah.
So, we're gonna talk about it. I'm Dylan. This is
Paul.
That's right.
Yeah.
And let's.
Had to remind yourself there.
We don't talk anymore. we do this once a week, and that's like the only time I see you. How's your back doing? Are you able to play basketball now that it's too cold to outside?
I don't know. I can lift weights and stuff like some. I can't do any like serious lower body stuff or squats or anything like that. But yeah, I can still.
You'd still probably beat me.
Yeah,
but,
no probably about it, but you know.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, we went in. We realized that despite how amazing and fucking sweet we are, we should probably actually have stuff to talk about. And so we actually did a little bit, like an hour of planning before this one.
Nice.
So what can we say? We actually tried it. What we're going to do, we're going to throw some trade scenarios right at your face, and you're probably going to catch it because they're real good.
Yeah.
Shut up. So, you had some ideas. Go ahead, spit them at us.
First one I was thinking about was there's the depression that is the Washington Wizards, and like the Cup 2 wins in the last 5 against the Knicks and the Suns. Bradley Beal went off today.
42 or something.
Yeah, but against the Suns, I don't know.
That's
42 against the Suns, like 32 against the real squad. But
I will say I spent a lot of time looking at their roster today. I don't know how you fix them because on paper they should be better than they are, at least in my thinking.
I think people overrate a few things on their squad, and we're already veering off, but still.
Yeah.
People overrate a few people on the squad. Devin Booker is a really talented young player.
No, sorry, I'm talking about the Wizards.
Oh, the Wizards. Oh shit, sorry, I thought you were talking about the.
Oh no, the Suns. The Suns, they're young, and I understand that youth is what it is. Like, you're not gonna win with the young team almost ever.
With the Wizards, they've missed Mahinmi.
He's been out the whole season, right? 4 to 6 weeks. He'll be back in 2 maybe.
They've missed. That's really like they didn't really have much bench depth as it was, and they really miss Mahinmi not being there. Wall's balling. Like, Wall's putting up 24, 8, and 4 in like 33 minutes a game. But I was thinking I was looking at a 3-way trade with Celtics, Wizards, and Timberwolves. So I wrote down right. So Rubio to the Wizards. So what Wizards would get Rubio and maybe 3 first-round picks from Boston's got this Trevor Trove of picks.
Would they get like the Brooklyn pick?
I think you would have to throw the Brooklyn pick in to get Johnny Wall.
Well, yeah.
So the Wizards would get Rubio and 2 or 3 first-round picks. The Timberwolves would get Drebko and Isaiah Thomas, and the Celtics would get Johnny Wall.
That's interesting.
Because I think on paper it makes all 3 squads better. Because the Wizards, I think, I just don't really see this current iteration really going that far. Gortat is whatever. Beal is good when he's on the floor, although he hasn't really played too well so far.
You'll get 50 games out of him a season if you're lucky.
I think it might just be better for all concerned if Wall went to the Celtics, gives him a really strong defender to pair with what should hopefully be a really strong defensive team, although been some mishaps on that end for them so far this season. I think Wall's incredible at finding 3-point shooters, and the Celtics got a nice mix of shooters on their squad now. He's a great defender, would be great on the break with like a young guy like Jaylen Brown.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways that you could use him, and I like John Wall in the playoffs more than I like Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
And with the Timberwolves, I feel like they get better immediately because Isaiah Thomas makes that particular squad better, I think. Rubio, like, you see Rubio's at least, I love Ricky Rubio, not in like a romantic sense or anything, you know.
He's very cute though.
He's very pretty.
We
like
talked
the
about
second
that
time
last
I've said already.
Well, we know what you're trying to say.
I love Ricky Rubio, but I feel like his limitations, you know, just in terms of shooting, he can't finish. Like, if you're a point guard in 2016 and you can't finish or shoot, there's just going to be a ceiling on, you know, what you can really achieve. So I feel like Isaiah Thomas can shoot, he can get to the basket, can get to the free throw line. Like, the only issue I would really have
defense. Like, you're losing a lot of defense.
You're losing a lot of defense with Rubio, but I feel like even like long term, I feel like Dunn seems to be their what's that, Tyler Ennis. Like, they've got Dunn, they've got Tyler Ennis there long term. You know, why not just roll the dice on Isaiah Thomas maybe being able to, you know, Isaiah Thomas can bring you not most of what Rubio brings you in terms of playmaking, but he can bring you a little bit of what he brings in playmaking. Much better shooter, much better getting to the basket, much better at almost everything offensively except for passing. And then with the Wizards, as I say, you're getting 3 first-round picks. Should be a really good player.
You'd have to get the Nets pick. You'd have to get the Brooklyn Celtics pick swap in 2018 or whatever.
Yeah.
I think the only team that would say yes to that would be the Celtics. I don't like the T-Wolves. I don't think they want Isaiah Thomas. If Wiggins is going to be, like, you're taking shots from Wiggins, you're taking shots from Towns to get it to Isaiah Thomas, he's always been a high-volume player, and he's not going to I think Rubio's a perfect guard for that team with those young talents. Like,
I don't think the Celtics would have lost. Like, they blew another big third quarter lead against the Celtics today. I don't think they blow all those
against who?
The Celtics.
Celtics versus who?
Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
They blew another big third quarter lead. I don't think they blow those games if they have Isaiah Thomas in the squad. I think he's a guy who on the right squad is going to get buckets, and he's not going to fall off the way that those guys seem to be falling off.
If you have Isaiah Thomas, you making it to the second round of the playoffs this year?
This year?
Yeah.
No.
Then what's the point? You're sacrificing your future.
No.
Who's younger, Rubio or Thomas?
But realistically, and this pains me to say this, what is Rubio's real upside now?
Dude's still what, like 25?
26.
How old's Isaiah Thomas? 26?
25, 26. But the point is that Isaiah Thomas makes sense in today's NBA more than, even though he's like 5'2" or whatever. Well, he's not really 5'2", but like, I never ever in a million years thought that I'd be making the argument for Isaiah Thomas. He is a better player.
Yeah.
He is a much better player. In terms of today's game, you know, it just makes more sense in today's game than what Rubio does.
I don't know. I still think Rubio's a much better defender.
Oh, he is.
Which is, again, half the game. So, like, even if... And Rubio's better. He's a better passer. He's a better facilitator. Plus, I don't know. I think I want to see what Rubio, Wiggins, Cat, and Levine can do. Like, because, I mean, again, Isaiah Thomas, who's he taking shots from? All three of those. Like, Levine, Cat, and Wiggins.
Not really just taking a couple of shots off guys isn't really a big... would you rather have a guy take some shots off your best players or a guy who's afraid to shoot? Like, Ricky Rubio's afraid to shoot. He avoids shooting like he's going to fucking die or something. You know, so that's not... I mean, it was a long shot trade, but free Johnny Wall.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. I want only the best for John Wall. That'd be a much better situation, but I don't. I think the Celtics are the only ones who really gain something super tangible from that.
I think the Wizards get like more than. I mean, they could argue for a more established star in the deal as well.
I mean, shit, they're gonna have what, the second or third pick if the lottery were today. So it's
Granted, the Wizards not even like they have an incredible track record in the draft either.
get another Kwame Brown.
Even Otto Porter hasn't really starting to come on a little bit.
He actually he's been pretty impressive in the games I've seen from him. But I mean that was kind of a weird pick. He's what, fifth overall?
Something like that.
Yeah, so I can't that's a not a great area to pick in, and I don't think that was an especially strong draft.
Anyway, hit me when I know one of your ones.
All right. Again, I could only really come up with one trade scenario that I thought made a whole lot of sense for both teams. It was just a two-team trade, and it's only really works because the 76ers have cap space. But I think Phoenix should send Brandon Knight to the 76ers. Ben Simmons going to be out for who knows how long. I wouldn't be completely shocked if the Sixers do what they did with Embiid and Noel and just sit him out for a whole year. I wouldn't be totally surprised if he comes back by the All-Star game. But
you see, apparently he called up TNT because Ernie Johnson read out that Ben Simmons was going to be out for the entire year, and apparently Jerry Colangelo actually rang up and told him no, he's out and he's got no timetable for return. That's what I think what he said.
Okay.
Basically, like, if you're thinking about buying Sixers tickets in
he'll be
February,
there.
buy the tickets
for sure. But yeah, I just think Brandon Knight, he's 24, so there's not gonna be that kind of age gap that I don't know. Even looking back at that Suns roster right now, why the hell do they have Jared Dudley and Tyson Chandler on that team?
It doesn't make sense.
They suck. Those two guys are too good to be playing on a team that's going to win 30 games.
I don't know if maybe we're just
I guess
thought they were going to be better than what they are.
They Chandler's got a big ass contract. I don't know how they're going to unload him because he's putting up decent stats this year, big boards, but he hasn't played a whole lot. And
who would they trade for?
Oh, sorry, Brandon Knight for Nerlens Noel.
Do they not have a whole load of frontcourt players, Phoenix, though?
They do, but, Chris ain't there yet. Bender, you could play him next to him. You would have to unload Chandler somewhere. Because Tyson Chandler, would you rather have Nerlens Noel or Tyson Chandler?
I'd rather have Noel, not even in it.
For sure.
Wouldn't even have to think about it.
Noel's 22, Tyson Chandler's 34. So it'd be Noel competing pretty much with Lynn for minutes. And if that's your two center rotation, I think that's going to be solid. Have Noel in there basically with Bender all the time. Because, Dragon Bender, this season, you're going to suck this year anyway. I
haven't seen him too much.
That's the thing. Get out there, just basically embrace the process. Go out, get...
Hashtag.
Essentially.
Trust the process.
Get some minutes for your young guys. Because if you have this, then you got a starting five. You're going to have, Bledsoe, Booker.
Small forward Dudley, I suppose.
They had somebody else.
T.J. Warren. Didn't T.J. Warren that was called?
Warren, somebody. I can't remember.
I like Warren. Warren's looked okay this year.
Yeah, he's they've got some talent, at least on paper. But again, they're not going to be good this year. No matter all the talent that they have, they're too young to put it all together. And one of that Knight and Bledsoe, it's not going to work. You can't do that. Not if you've got Booker who might be something freaking real special. So
I like it for both teams. I think it makes sense for both teams. Assuming, of course, you could then move Chandler.
Yeah, that's
you might have to just. I don't know. You might have to. I don't even know how you'd get rid of him, but if I like it if they get rid of Chandler. It doesn't make sense otherwise.
Yeah, I'm sure they kind of want to get under that contract anyway. It's a 3-year contract, and I think it's for like $50 million. I don't know what the hell they were thinking, like, because I guess he was coming off the Mavs championship when he signed it, and
they didn't re-sign him. Yeah.
So I guess he just went for the max money, and there's always dumb teams in the league, and it's always the same team. So Phoenix, do something right. Come on, you got a dancing gorilla. What's not to love?
I like Knight on Philadelphia. Again, long term, you're thinking with Simmons, but you gotta at least get the good before you can be great.
Yeah.
Nothing saying you have to. I would like it even better if it was Okafor for Knight. If it was if it was like just for Philadelphia, if you could get rid of Okafor and get Knight, that would be money. Like, because I do like Nerlens going forward, but no, that's not bad. What do you call it? I keep forgetting the name of the Sixers starting point.
Oh, the foreign dude?
Yeah, that's exactly what we sound like. Partizanophobic bastards, like
Sergio
Rodriguez, right? Yeah. He's big, good backup. He's not an NBA starting point guard, but he'd be a good backup behind. That's his name, right?
You're Irish. Do you consider Euro players foreigners?
No, I just said because we keep calling him the foreign guy.
Dude, we're in Korea.
Whatever.
We call Aweguk Aweguk. It is what it is.
No, wait. Nick Stauskas is actually playing really well. He's shooting like 50% from 3.
Did you see that one bucket he had the other day?
Yeah, see that one bucket that the guy in the NBA scored? Yeah.
It was he ran out the clock to
Did he put the ball in the basket? Is that what happened?
Yeah. It was from 3.
There was bouncing and passing.
Yeah, he just ran out the clock and then hooked up the ugliest shot I've ever seen. But he sauced it.
If you have Knight, Stauskas, Simmons, Saric, Embiid.
It's fun if nothing else.
Yeah, it's not bad going forward.
Well, that's hella athletic.
Oh, that's hella athletic. Yeah.
Hey man, North Florida, North Cali, we can.
Yeah. I promise I'll never do that ever again.
East Side dog.
Yeah.
You gotta flip that too.
No, I like that trade, assuming you can get rid of Chandler. Any other ones you've got?
Like I say, I was looking for mutually beneficial teams that I think both would accept. That was the only one I could come up with. A couple of things I want to say. My God, the Pelicans. That roster.
Dog shit.
I was trying
I called it, but I rewatched their season preview. I called it. I said they were going to be terrible.
Like, they got 4 players that I think are good. They got Davis.
Buddy Hield's good.
Well,
he's not shown much so far.
I wouldn't trade him. I would consider him. He's like a potential guy. Everybody else on that roster, I couldn't give 2 damns about. Like,
but based on what I've seen so far, I wouldn't trade him for a can of Coke and a pack of M&Ms.
Yeah,
he's been shite. But Jamal Murray started coming on with his shooting. That was the whole debate. That was the whole debate before the season.
Oh yeah.
He started coming on a little bit with his shooting the last 5 games. He's been small sample size theater, but he's been coming on with his shooting a little bit. And
well, you got to understand that it's easier for shooters in Denver because there's altitude and.
The ball goes through the air a little bit cleaner.
And all their opponents are just blitzed out of their gourd because it's
stoned to pieces.
It's Colorado.
Yeah.
But the Pelicans, seriously, now that Drew Holiday's back, they're actually not completely worthless, but
Drew Holiday, if Drew Holiday's your savior.
Yeah, he's the second best player on their team, right? I mean, Drew or Tyreek?
That's right.
Drew.
Yeah.
Tyreek Evans put up a 25-5, but he's also Tyreek Evans, he sucks.
He's shite by definition.
Yeah, and he's the 3rd best player on their team. That's not good. So the Pelicans, the Heat. What the fuck? The Heat. My God, what's this Chris Bosh deal gonna be?
I just love how animated you're getting over this. What about the Chris Bosh deal?
Well, with Chris Bosh, NBA. What's the deal? if
He's still trying to get back, and they're still not taking him. That's the deal, isn't it?
But like, how's it gonna work? Is there gonna be an
France
eventual amnesty?
Beth-
Because I know insurance is paying for him now, but like, this is completely crippling the Heat if they got a $24 million albatross, especially if this continues on for the next few seasons. Like,
they only have their
the mid.
they only have no. I mean, they only have their trade. Their trade. God damn it. They only have their pick this year, and then they don't have it for the following 2 years. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So if ever there was a year to just be shit, I was actually trying to find some Goran Dragic trades.
His contract is weird. It's what, 15 minutes?
93, or he signed for 93 over 5, something like that.
But so he's making 16 this year, so you got to match up with something roughly within. And
if they can absorb your contract, then you don't have to worry about that, right? But no, with Dragic, I was trying to find,
I was doing the same thing.
I was trying to find him somewhere, and it's there's
a lot of good point guards in this league. And
if one thing that he can say is that Whiteside hasn't looked good.
Yeah.
And I was
16 and 3.
I was a Whiteside. I've had been a Whiteside kind of, I don't know, like doubter, a hater. A hater, but not even a hater, but like I thought that a lot of times he was putting up empty stats, and he was still kind of is a black hole on offense. Ball goes in, it's never seen again. But man, he's playing really, really well.
He hustles. When he's out there, the Heat are, no matter who else is out there with him, they're competitive. And
when he's third best defense in the league.
It's ridiculous.
Really him and what do you call him, Justice Winslow are the only guys you'd really describe as top end defensive talent. Like, but that he's the fulcrum of the whole thing. Like,
for sure.
And he's, as I say, like, you look at his per 36 numbers, they're even more gaudy. It's like 19, 17, and 3 or something ridiculous. But if nothing else, at least Whiteside has looked, because after he signed that big contract, it was like,
it's like
people were thinking,
what's gonna happen.
He's gonna be a total pain in the ass. But he seems to be keeping his mouth shut. He's just getting on with what's going on, and if there could be, it'd be better off for them if they were really terrible. Get your pick, and ideally to facilitate that, I'd be looking to move Dragic, and I like Goran Dragic.
He's great. He's fun to watch.
He would be great again in
Phoenix,
Houston.
Oh my God, he would.
Yeah, he'd be great in Houston. I don't know. I think him and James. I think
James would not be a big fan of that.
No. We'll put Harden in the corner.
Did kind of off topic, did you see that the end of that Raptors Kings game yesterday?
Raptors Kings, I did not.
So there's 3.2 seconds left, and Raptors down 3. DeMarcus Cousins tips the inbounds, and the clock doesn't start running until like half a second later. It's Terrence Ross collects the ball, gets up, goes up for a 3, drills it. But then it's like, we're going to overtime. They go back, they look at it, and they take it off because the clock keeper didn't start. And it's a giant. We live in internet culture.
Yeah.
Internet culture is really good for people whining
about everything
so much. And oh my God, even though the Raptors did get screwed, I have never, ever I lost so much respect for the fan base because they sounded so freaking petulant.
The Raptors fans are horrific for complaining about, everyone doubts us, no one, the mainstream media don't talk about, even though like they're the darlings of, like almost every single analyst was out there was turning around saying, Toronto's really good, but
disrespect, we the North, we a bunch of babies,
hashtag Drake Night. I don't know. We talked about the
I just want to piss him off. But no, like I read that stuff and it really made me sad because those old VC days and
Yeah,
those sweet old purple jerseys.
DeMar DeRozan, no VC. That's all I'm gonna say.
VC didn't put up those kind of 30-point games.
Yeah, he did.
No, I mean,
VC was a 28 point per game scorer in Toronto.
yeah,
Better.
no.
VC is better than.
What was? Oh,
DeMar DeRozan.
dude, no doubt about that. What was? Just like starting off the season, DeRozan had what 5 or 6 consecutive 30-point games.
He's
like
still
best since Jordan or something.
he's still playing well, but he'll come back down to earth. Same way D Lillard did.
Well, it's the same way we talked about it in the preseason thing, where it's like I don't really like his game. I don't like his long twos. He makes it until it counts and it's the playoffs. Then he just sucks. So maybe he'll prove us wrong.
I doubt it.
Other stuff. Do you have any other trades?
No, I was trying to think of a good spot for I've been on the whole Brook trade
Lopez, yeah.
Brook Lopez. Not that I have any.
You
I don't
just
have
want
any-
the Celtics to get a better pick.
No. Well, that would be good too, but no. Not that I really have any great. I don't. Brook Lopez doesn't really mean much to me. He's a good player, but he's shooting threes well this year, which I feel has increased his trade value because he's showing that he has a skill set
expanded his range. Yeah.
he expanded his range, and most of those guys that have become kind of dinosaurs, like the Okafors, the Greg Monroe's, whatever, none of those guys have 3-point range. So,
Did you just call 20-year-old Jahlil Okafor a dinosaur?
his game is prehistoric in NBA terms. It doesn't make sense anymore.
Just give him time.
He's shite.
Dude's younger
He's
than.
not. He's never. Look,
He's
I
younger
wish
than
there was.
90% of the league. So just,
Tell you what, right. No, because the East is traditionally garbage, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was to grab a couple of All-Star games. Over or under, Jao for 2 All-Star games, over or under.
Yeah, I'll make 2.
I don't even think he'll make 2.
It's hard to say. The dude's young. It depends if the Sixers can turn it around. Or, I mean, he'll play somewhere. It's hard to say, but I wouldn't be surprised if he makes over 2.
I would. Anyway, right, Brook Lopez. I was thinking like maybe to Portland.
Just become a better Myers Leonard.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking if Portland maybe sent a trade pick, Myers Leonard and a pick to Brooklyn, because that's all you really want if you're Brooklyn is you just want hope for the future, and picks give you hope. If they could, the new, the new.
Well, they got no incentive to lose Myers Leonard and a pick because where's their pick gonna be?
Portland's
20?
not. I don't think Portland is really that.
9-7. They'll make the playoffs.
They will make the playoffs, but I think they're going to be closer to a 500 team. But even at that, a smart front office can turn that into a productive player going forward. And hopefully, eventually, whenever they have their picks back. But what hope do you have with Brook Lopez?
He's fun to watch.
No, he's not.
He's not bad.
He's not fun. It's not like League Pass Twitters lighting up on a Tuesday night because Brook Lopez is schooling someone in the post. Oh, he got that little turnaround jumper again. Come on, be real with me here. Does anyone give a shit about Brook Lopez?
Jeremy Lin
It's
does.
easier to sell, and they're playing a fun style of basketball. Brooklyn, they're second in the league in pace, second in jacking 3-pointers, although they're not really making that many of them. They're getting into this style of where they're already better than what I expected them to be, although they're still going to be terrible. More than likely. But like, if you got just try and turn him into a pick. I don't see what the.
If you could you'd have to get at least one lotto pick for him.
Who's giving up a first-round pick for Brook Lopez?
Anybody
Who's giving a high? Sorry, who's giving up like a high to mid first-round pick for Brook Lopez? No one's giving him up. I think you're severely overrating his trade value. I'd rather have a pick in the 20s if I were Brooklyn than Brook Lopez.
Why? Who are you going to take in the 20s?
There's loads of guys every single guys.
Anybody in the 20s going to be better than Rondé Hollis Jefferson? Anybody in the 20s? Who?
Look, there's guys every.
Who is?
You're infuriating me now. There's
can
guys
you
every
name one player taken after 15 in this draft?
In the next draft?
No, in this draft that we just had.
Oh shit! I'd have to think about it, but like
somebody who's gotten any minutes at all.
Every single year.
Just one for 60.
Draymond Green went the second round.
Yeah, in this last draft.
So what? I can't think of any off the top of my head. I'm not blinded with fury because you're being so obtuse about this. But literally there are. If you're a smart GM, you can find really good players, really good young players late in the draft that are cheaper than Brook Lopez, even though you're the Nets, you don't really need to worry about that too much anyway. But I would rather have that player than have Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez, on this team, on team depression that is Brooklyn, although they're playing, in terms of just prospects, their team depression. But on the Blazers, he makes much more sense. He makes much more sense on him. I don't like that heavy guard, scoring combo. Every single thing is living and dying on the perimeter with McCollum and Lillard. I like the different look that I don't want to get too hard down on Brook Lopez, but he does not have the value that you seem to be attributing to him.
Where would you rank him in the centers in the league?
Centers in the league doesn't really matter.
Top 5?
But what is he in? Forget centers. What is he in the league?
He's top 50 for sure.
Debatable.
No, I would say he's top 5, probably top 3 center. Who would you?
I'd take Boogie over him. I'd take Eddie over him. I'd take Cat over him.
AD's a power forward.
Not really. He plays 5 most of the time.
I don't know.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Brook Lopez is not changing your world, and unless he's if he's a third or fourth guy, he makes sense. If you're holding on to this guy because of his name and the fact that he gives you 20 points, he's been there's a very good argument that Brook Lopez thus far in his career has been an anti-stats guy, because he hasn't played on a good team basically since that second half of that first year with that they had KG and Pierce whenever they ended up making it to the second round or whatever. They made that big second half push, but really, and I think that was after he went down and they went small. They went to Pierce at the power forward. He's literally never been part of it really. As the first or second guy scoring, he's never been part of a successful basketball team.
He's never had talent around him, though.
I know, but he's never what are you going to? He's already shown that he's never really been able to put anything together. They've never been able to put anything together with him.
I don't know. It's especially why Portland seems like such a weird fit, because they've already got
Noah Vonleh.
I mean, they've got Lillard.
It gives them a different look, is all I'm saying.
Oh, it does, but
it gives them a guy that can, as he's shown, can still stretch the floor. Can probably spot up for threes.
Not near as well as Leonard, though.
He's a better shooter than Leonard. Leonard's not really been that good this year. I'm just throwing him into the trade just to make
with Leonard, didn't he shoot didn't he lead the league in 3-point percentage last year? Wasn't he like 48% or something? Ridiculous.
Did he?
Yeah, he lights out
Well, then the trade makes more sense for Brooklyn. Then I didn't think he was that good last year.
He's
got like an 8 PER or something so far this year.
I mean, if you trade Brook Lopez, the Nets are gonna lose 10 more games. If you trade him for Myers Leonard, if you do that, you're throwing away 80 singles.
This season, Brook Lopez, Myers Leonard, it's all immaterial. It's about getting a pick, doing your due diligence, and getting a difference maker down the line.
You still gotta play the season though.
What? It's
getting it down the line, but all you're doing is especially if you're throwing this away, you're giving your chamber to Boston so they can get better.
Who gives a crap? It's not going
Brooklyn
to make any...
does.
What?
Why should you...
For pride?
Yes.
Oh, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
You should just lose. You should
No,
throw.
no, 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 no. Do what's best for your franchise. It doesn't make any sense. It don't, yeah, if you get the pick, at least you've got something down the line. You've got Brook Lopez. What have you got?
Just tell me, who was the 18 pick this year?
Oh, stop with
Who's
the
the-
effing 18 pick this year. I can't even remember the draft order. All I'm saying is that guys go late in the draft all the time. Guys drop for loads of different reasons. They really do. Let's move on
They
from
do,
Brook
but they
Lopez.
just they don't succeed. Like,
How do they not succeed? I'm going. Do you know what? Next week, I'm going to make you a list of 15 players that have been drafted late in the. No. I'm going to make you a list.
I can tell you, your second round picks
I'm
right now: Isaiah Thomas and
No, I didn't say second
Draymond
round. I said late first round to second round. That's what I said. No one's going to give you a mid to high first round pick. All I'm saying, if you could get a kind of late first rounder or second rounder, you could still turn that into something that means more to you going forward than what Brook Lopez does. You can. And as I say, if you toss in Myers Leonard for it as well, if you're telling me he shot 48% from three last year, which I can't remember, but
yeah.
it makes more sense then for both sides. Let's get off Brook Lopez.
You didn't actually write Lopez for Sam Decker, did you?
No, Sam Decker and picks. Again, it's just about trying to get picks more than anything. I don't really give a crap about the intangibles of the players who are in the league right now. All I would want if I was Brooklyn is to think that there's more in the future except for just a crapshoot.
I will say this one thing about the process while we're doing it, while we're just talking about the picks and stuff. Having a lot of first round picks has not really helped Philly. Those 20s to 30s picks, you're not.
They've not drafted well though. There's a difference though.
Because there's not the talent available. Who'd they strike out on?
I cannot wait to make this list of the players that have been selected 15 or above. I cannot wait to make this list because I'm that blinded by rage. I can't even think of the best players right now.
So,
but really,
Kawhi was 11. Paul George was what? 14, 15? He was still a lotto pick, right?
Yeah. I'm not even talking about like the upper of the creme de la creme. I'm talking about really good. You can get really, really good young players at that time, at that stage in the draft ladder. But with Philly, their biggest fault has been is that they've blown a lot of the picks that they've had. They've not drafted particularly well. They've got a glut of big men, but at the end of the day, they've still got Embiid, Simmons, Sarge, and Noel out of it, who all should be really productive players in their career. And Embiid is arguably going to be a superstar.
Indeed.
What about Phil?
I read something like half of it, and it was like a.
That's Phil Jackson, by the way.
Yeah, I don't much care about the whole thing. Is he just trying to throw shade at LeBron?
No, it was more just the fact that he used the term posse to describe LeBron's inner circle of guys who are kind of running his, business. And a lot of people, I don't really know the context for that word. That word's not really in my vernacular, to be honest. Like, I would never use that word. So a lot of people were saying it was like latently racist because it was it was used only in a way to describe groups of like African American criminals.
Posses?
Yeah.
No. A posse would be like you would.
Don't go back to the sheriff thing. I'm talking about like in the 90s or whatever.
Like Entourage was a posse.
I know, but like
no, but the posse comes from like the Old West. Like
I know, but we're not talking about the origination of the word. We're talking.
I really don't think Phil Jackson was trying to insinuate LeBron's thug. I think he was trying to call him pussy. Maybe
latent racism. I would get on board with that.
I think him with the he needs special treatment was the only thing that I found damning. I didn't think anything of the word posse, and I grew up in the States. I'm from Florida. I'm from North Florida, Tallahassee. Like probably 35% black. Like I went to Rickards. I went to an 80% black school, at least as a freshman. Like I think like you'd call somebody a gangbanger. You'd call somebody like that's what you call somebody who's a gangbanger. You wouldn't call like a posse. It's an old folksy term.
I think the way that there a lot of people were taking it.
Wait, we don't need to talk about those fucking New York Post or something trying to throw imaginary shade or whatever this is. This is tabloid gossip.
It wasn't even really like
is this Twitter then?
No, ESPN. Load of people were taking it really serious, but whatever.
I don't know. Have you ever heard posse in that
means
kind of
nothing.
context?
Means nothing to me. I'm just going by what I was told. That was it. I was just going what I was reading.
I would be wary of people telling you to be offended by something.
I'm not offended by it, but it's like anything else that comes out of these conversations, there's no real.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, we typically tend to slant on the same kind of side of the PC argument where it's just like, don't try to intentionally piss people off and don't be a racist fuck, but like, you don't need to have super thin skin either. Like words are words, and unless you're intentional, yeah.
Do you know what annoyed me about the whole thing is the fact that it's this whole argument is kind of deflecting from the fact that Phil Jackson, a lot of the things that he said in like the last kind of 5 or so years have made him look like a complete and utter idiot. Like he comes out with some really stupid thing quite often, and if someone actually made the point, they were like, you know, like aside from the use of that word, which we'll not really get into too much more, but aside from the use of that word, they were kind of pointing out the fact that because he was using it, he was disparaging basically that basically saying that all LeBron was doing was giving jobs to these idiots that don't know what they're doing, even though the results speak for themselves basically. But people were pointing out the fact that at least LeBron's been getting results out of his quote unquote posse, whereas like Kurt Rambis, Tex Winter, all these guys that have been following Phil Jackson around for years that are, I mean, Phil
followed Tex Winter. Right?
Is there anyone worse? Is there anyone worse? Like any coach worse than Kurt Rambis? Like last year Byron Scott probably the only coach in the league that was worse than Kurt Rambis, but well, whatever.
Yeah, it's his coaching tree is not. Well, I guess, does Luke Walton count as the Phil Jackson coaching tree?
I wouldn't really put him in the Phil Jackson coaching tree.
I mean, he played for him like his entire
He played for him, but I feel like, I mean, like the way that Luke seems to be coaching is a lot more sophisticated than what Phil likes to say about the triangle.
Well, I don't know. I would say not even half the coaching. I would say a lot of it is I think it's kind of like just teaching, and I think I definitely see a lot of that Zen master type element.
I hate that.
Well, Steve Kerr, also from the Phil Jackson tree, if we really want to be pedantic.
But I think you could just make an argument that they're not idiots. Like Phil, like I mean, I think
they've definitely adapted some. I mean, Phil Jackson's kind of not his mantra, but his kind of calm, collected, like just their general demeanors. The way they both carry themselves is very much in that, again, the Zen master type mode. Like, and I don't think that's even arguable. Like, because Steve Kerr, aside from when he's breaking clipboards, he's not really. Like, he's Captain Cool, or he tries to be. And Luke Walton, that dude's just stoned as shit.
See, I think you can draw a pretty straight line from like Popovich to like Mike Budenholzer in terms of the style of the way that they're like that Spursian offense that kind of went directly from those early that 2012, 2013, 2014 Spurs team to what became the Hawks, equal opportunity, move the ball around. There was a very stylistic thing that I could see, whereas I think I just think that Steve Kerr's a very relaxed guy and Luke Walton's a very relaxed guy naturally. I've grown to hate Phil Jackson, if I'm really being honest. Yeah, I don't want to say anything nice about him.
It kind of sounds that way. Yeah, I would. I mean, he's definitely had like Kurt Rambis not a good coach, but I don't think it's fair to discount Steve Kerr or Luke Walton because you can at least you'll at least grant that there is some influence from there. Like the way they carry themselves is Phil Jackson esque, I suppose.
Maybe.
A bit, mayhaps.
You got anything else you want to talk about?
Not really.
Al Horford's made a big difference to the way the Celtics have looked the last two games.
Has it? Well, he had the tip-in win a couple days ago.
But even in like the fourth quarter against the Wolves today, you know, big rebound and like drive and a dunk and just everyone just seems calmer on the court and you know just makes a big difference on both ends. But no, I've got nothing else to talk about then.
Did you see Giannis against my Magic?
I didn't even. What was? I know
he had it tripped up.
Yeah.
The Magic, they started off real nice. They took a pretty convincing lead up until about 2 minutes left in the second quarter, and then it just flipped, and they could not bring the deficit back.
No.
It's frustrating. It's a bad game to watch.
Giannis looked really good against Golden State.
Giannis is a beast.
Giannis is awesome, man.
He's really good. But first tripped up of the season, so. And that I think he had 5 steals and three or 4 blocks go with it, like Kirilenko-esque almost.
He's gotten really good at even making just the simple plays. He can make these real incredible how did he do that plays, but he's gotten really good at just like he sees the opening, he drives, and then just kicks to the guy. Like, you know, just makes a correct read and the smart play. You know, which is like half of what
that's what you need to do.
Makes really good players great, you know, a lot of times.
All right, we've gone on for a long time. We were going to try and keep this like 30 minutes. Oops.
Yeah.
Thursday, I know this is going to be strange for you, but in America, we like to be a little bit grateful for stuff. With this holiday, it's called
that goes against my
Thanksgiving.
Culture.
I know you Irish are
miserable.
Typically just miserable and ungrateful bastards.
That's pretty much it.
But anything especially you're thankful for this
in the NBA?
Yeah.
I'm thankful
just that it's back.
I'm thankful for our chosen son, JoJo, the hashtag trust the process. For and making the Sixers bearable again, and yeah. I can't let a podcast go by without embracing JoJo.
Filleting, you mean? Yeah, I would say more than anything, I think one of the best NBA seasons as far as storylines and plots. Just like, look at this. We have the biggest villain we've probably ever had since the Heatles, which was always kind of contrived, and the Warriors. You've got LeBron still, you know, going for all-time greatest. Harden and Westbrook both on individual missions. Harden looking like he's a little bit irked from the All-NBA team snub last year.
Yeah.
Westbrook a little bit like he's just devastated that KD didn't want to be his
his running buddy.
So, I mean, you got the process going on in 76er land. You got Aaron Gordon on his way to becoming the greatest player of all time, and
Magic bias.
I can't even think of anything, a real reason to be excited about them. That's pretty depressing. Biyombo he is so much fun.
I'm still holding strong that by the end of the year you'll be able to see tangible results of Vogel.
I'm
holding strong. I'm holding strong.
I would say by the All-Star break they're going to be playing a lot better. I will say they've been playing better than they did in those first 2 games.
Put it this way: awful. If Thibodeau can't get the Wolves,
you mean
Thibodeau? If he can't get the Wolves, you know, Wolves have been playing terrible defense. If he can't, you know, no one can do it with all the defensive talent he has, and Cat, Wiggins, Rubio. You know, we've got all this defensive personnel, and he still can't do it. You know, it takes time. Good defense takes time.
To be fair, the Magic's defense has been pretty good. I think they lost today. It was like 89-86 or 91-86 or something.
I haven't looked up where the ranking rating, but in a while.
Ibaka is rounding into form. Seriously, Biombo might be my favorite player on the team. Like, he's just got stupid.
It's like it's funny because it's like I don't want you. You seem so excited about it, but that's a fairly depressing state of affairs.
I know.
Like,
you'd think so. Like a guy that Toronto. I'm sure they won it. You realize he is like a top 5 postseason rebound total of all time.
What, of all time?
Yeah, like that 27 or 28 he put up last year.
Oh, the
like
single game. All right, I thought you were talking about his rebounds per game or something.
Oh no,
like,
and he's like, I mean, what is he? 25, 26?
Something
been in the league 5. He's drafted by what? The Bobcats.
Right enough, yeah.
Jesus. He's finally washed that stink off him.
Yeah. Do you wanna round this off?
Subscribe.
Yeah, likes. Guys. You can find the audio version of the podcast on SoundCloud. SAB podcast. Something about basketball.
Wait, we're not doing baseball? Shit.
Yeah, something about basketball. SAB podcast on SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter at SAB podcast. Leave us some comments to let us know how much you hate us, or
send us a nasty email. Something
about that's all I want. Just like a nasty email or some sort of abuse would be really appreciated.
Indeed.
So yeah, subscribe. Hit us a like. Yeah.
You guys. Chúc mừng năm mới.
You guys have been awesome. Thank you. All right. Bye bye.